Williams' name. Hello, and welcome to Idle Chat with the Wait What podcast. How are you all doing, guys?
Ignore the other man in the square. He's not there. He's completely. Just ignore everything that's going on in that square. Just focus on Mitchell and me.
Yeah.
I'm doing great,
Wankers.
Mitchell. Thank you for
Absolute
asking.
wankers.
He's still annoyed from last week.
He is still annoyed.
Yes, I am.
And because of that, and we did say to go, but no, he's refusing to leave his own show.
Nope.
His own podcast. This is his
Yeah, he's
our
refusing.
podcast, and if he's available, he will be here, even if he doesn't like the subject. So
Yep.
Exactly.
that is. But you can see where to go, what to do. Scroll across the bottom of the screen. Please check out our main episode that came out last Thursday, where we talked about school memories and like those other random things that popped into our heads as we were doing it. But this is going to be a bit more focused because something glorious happened last week.
No, it didn't.
It did.
No one cares.
Last week, the Eurovision Song
no one
Contest happened,
cares.
and the
Yawn.
the world rejoiced.
Boring.
For the first time, everyone around the world was able to view it and vote on it, and it was being hosted in the UK.
Nobody cares. Sorry. Am I interrupting? Am I? Is your hard work going to a waste? Is it?
Oh, you able to mute him?
I am.
If you mute me,
well,
that's fine because no episode will make it to air. That's fine. I hold the power. The power is mine.
But the episode still has to come out.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I've got old stuff. I've got Mitch's old wrestling quiz. I'll just use that instead.
Well, look forward to that next week. We'll
the
talk about
power
Eurovision again.
Here's the power right in my hands.
Anyway.
So yeah, it's been hosted in Liverpool this year, and last year's winner, the I think it's Kalushka Orchestra. They were performing their song, which was Stefania. I think last year a lot of people was kind of saying that they got the sympathy vote because of everything that was going on with Ukraine at the time. I kind of agreed with it, but I also said the song is really good. I think the performance of this song this year, when in the intro, along with Sam Ryder and Kate Middleton.
Kate Middleton.
Middleton of all people on the piano.
On the piano.
Came out of nowhere. Yeah. With that whole performance, that really put the song over the top for me. I thought, wow, that's the best I've ever heard that song before.
Yeah. Same.
So what a great start to the
and didn't they have like a choir sort of thing as well?
Yeah, exactly. There was a choir and there was obviously an orchestra there and everything. Yeah, it was great. So yeah, big ups to those guys. They were brilliant. Then they had the new tradition of all the artists coming out at once, while there was a kind of medley of Ukrainian performances along with like UK kind of hits that were playing over the top. I enjoyed seeing some of the Ukrainian artists from the past. There was like last year's entry, which was great, and the Drake performer that's always there at Eurovision doing a catchy number. That was great as well. One of the last year's winners as well was there. I think Jamala or something like that. She was great. So yeah, they all came out and they showed us the order of the proceedings. I said Jamala.
Or something like that you said. Just can't remember their name. Can't be that good.
Yeah. But it's off the top of my head, man. So anyway, we're going to start with the proceedings. It's kind of like a bad thing if you're like early in Eurovision, I feel, because if you're there early, then everyone kind of forgets you by the time that the proceedings are finished, like 2-3 hours later. But I feel like some of these songs were hurt by that. But then the winner was in the first 10, so maybe it didn't. But the first song was Austria.
Maybe it did not.
Austria were great. Who the hell is Edgar?
Yes, that was surprisingly very good.
I know, and I feel like if that song was later, it would have done better because it definitely had the crowd up. The po, 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 po. Everyone's going following that. Yeah, and those two were great. Then second was Portugal with Mimi Cat. That was another great performance. I felt, even though it was all in Portuguese, the lady was performed it really well.
Yeah.
Do you remember it? It's the one with like kind of like the samba kind of style with
Yeah.
in the red dress.
Yeah.
That was good. Switzerland were next. Switzerland were not. I didn't think they were that good. They're kind of not very memorable. It was just the guy himself looks like 12, but he's actually 25 or something like that. So that was that always throws me off whenever I see something like that. Poland was next. I liked Poland in the semi-final. By the final, she kind of like lost her key. I think at the beginning, it was a bit rough, a bit messy at the beginning.
Question, Dave.
Yeah.
Which one was the one
You did not need to clarify who that question was for.
You know, you're telling me about one of the acts in the semi-final was just basically stripped off completely.
Yeah, that was Poland.
I was going to say that never happened.
I didn't say strip off completely. I said she stripped off.
Yeah, it never happened.
No,
I was looking out for that.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, I mean, she was a pretty lady, but unfortunately, the song was a bit rough, a bit messy when it performed again. She picked it up by the end, but yeah, it was a bit rough. Speaking of a bit rough, Serbian were next.
Oh,
that's
God.
the one. That was the one that hello kind of bit.
Oh, God.
And then oh man, the performance on that was so weird. Not the weirdest that we would see, but still pretty weird. That was sort of Luke Black. I mean, I know he's getting a lot of Eurovision attention from Eurovision fans at the moment, but yeah, that's.
I didn't understand how that managed to get to the final.
Well, yeah, I say how anything gets. There's a lot of good songs that went out in the semi-final, in my opinion. Anyway, I feel like Malta should have got through. But anyway, next France, Lazara. That was the woman on the large platform in the long dress. I thought that song was really good as well.
The thing is, I don't like the ballady sort of style, and it made it even worse because she was singing it in French.
She was singing it in French, but I feel like even though it started out going badly, it kicked in with a beat, and then that beat was like, something you could bop to, which is what you kind of like looking for at Eurovision. That's why the people I was watching Eurovision in the room with, there was a guy there that doesn't like Eurovision, like Liam, and I could tell.
No, I don't not like it. I fucking hate it.
We need to do a watch along for Eurovision.
We do not.
I shouldn't refer to him. When I was with him, if he was bopping along, I could tell. All right, that's a good song. So yeah, it was a pop to that. Next, Cyprus came out. There was a guy, musty guy, dressed as Cobra Kai.
Yes,
he had a good song. It sounded kind of like.
Sounds like you would have liked that, regardless. You're on the Cobra Kai at the moment.
I finished Cobra Kai. I'm waiting for the next season to come out.
Oh well, still on the Cobra Kai. I still haven't seen it.
Yeah, you should. It's good. So yeah, he was pretty good. Decent performance on the Cyprus. There was no Greece there for them to vote for.
Yeah,
unfortunately, this year.
They didn't get any points from Greece.
And they got 4 points to Greece, which I think everyone was shocked by.
Yeah,
Cyprus always gives Greece 12 points, and it was like they just they refuse to do it the other way around. Fuck you, Greece. Spain were next. I didn't think much of the Spanish performance, and I mean, they came last in the end, or they came down the bottom anyway. I don't know if they came dead last, but
they come 17th.
Okay, so yeah, they didn't come too high, and I feel that it was kind of reflected. I don't think the song was that great, to be honest. Sweden, that's the winner. Spoiler,
unfortunately.
Spoiled. Now I can't watch it.
There was Loreen with Tattoo. It was a good song. She's fucking ripped. Is the way I saw it. She was just first thing I saw was a washboard abs just in the middle, just like fucking hell.
The bastard love child of like Claudia Winkleman and
yes, Bjork.
No, lead singer of Aerosmith. What's his name?
Oh, Steve Tyler. Yes, someone did say Steve Tyler in the room as well. Yeah. She'd actually won Eurovision 11 years beforehand in 2012.
Yeah.
So she's
she was the bastard child of Claudia Winkleman and Cher.
And Steve Tyler. Diana Minaj. The song was good. One song that wasn't good was Albania. I didn't like this. There's a whole family singing. And,
yeah. That was weird because I was like, when they introduced it was like, this is the artist, and she's got her rest of her family with her singing. And then, like, I'm pretty sure the brother, I'm guessing it's her brother, had like that line that was completely out of key.
Yes, and he was at the back, and he was pushed to the back or in the darkness for no one to see.
I did notice, like,
Doesn't
the
it
dad and
all
the brother were just pushed back, and like all the females were at the front.
Yeah,
It all
exactly,
sounds. It all
Put it on
sounds
there.
out of key. It all sounds out of key to me.
Next one was Italy, the number 11. Italy, I quite like now. I've said Måneskin from the 2 years ago. This, unfortunately, I didn't like too much. I mean, the guy, I could appreciate he's come out with the LGBT flag beforehand when he came out with the Italy flag, and then he performs, and it was not that great. It was okay. He did well though. He came fourth, I believe.
Yeah,
in
he
the
came
end.
fourth.
Yeah, I mean, good on him. Next, Estonia. Estonia with Alika. She had the invisible piano. Well, not invisible. I keep saying invisible piano. It's not. It was an invisible piano player. So the piano was playing on its own, and that's when Ryan Clark referred to it as a haunted piano in the semi-final, and found out she also referred to it as a haunted piano. I went, ooh. The whole thing is haunted by ghosts, and her performance was good. But like Mitchell said earlier, it was another one of those ballads kind of thing. It's a ballad type of song, so if you're into that, you're into that. But what I'm more into is what was up next, which was Finland.
Oh yes,
yeah. The artist is called Karija. It's really hard to pronounce these.
Karija,
Karija. With the song Cha Cha Cha, he sung in Finnish. It didn't matter because the song it just got the whole crowd up.
Did you notice he nearly knocked himself out in his performance?
Yes, he did.
Because he put his head towards as if he was going to try and dodge the wire, but it went right next to the crate, and I was like, if he keeps going, then he moved his head. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, he did nearly knock himself out, which would have been something. The dance moves were fantastic. The walking while swinging your arm kind of thing, that was fucking
Hulk
funny.
Arms.
There was the human centipede little dance move he had with his little dancers and stuff, where he climbed onto the back of one of them. That was really good. And
human centipede.
Yes, shut up.
Yeah, told you, Liam. You need to watch it.
Yeah. So there was that moment, and the song was so great. The crowd was up, and later on, when they were doing the voting and stuff like that, all the crowd was chanting for that guy.
Cha 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 cha.
Yeah, the Karaja. They were just doing that, but yeah. To bring the crowd down after that, they had the Czech Republic, which was with Vesna, which was the 6-girl group with long hair doing their Czechia. Sorry, it says Czech Republic on my thing, but it's actually Czechia.
Yeah, they wanted to go as Czechia.
I mean, I think their song was catchy, but it was it was what
that reminded me. Do you know? Remember that Russian? I think it was Russian when they had all the old ladies.
Yeah,
it kind of reminded me of that one,
but they were younger and
just a younger version of them,
and more feminist because they raised up their fists afterwards.
Yeah,
which good. Good for them. Good message. Everything. My Sister's Crown is what the song was called. It seemed like a bit witchy, which sometimes does well in Eurovision. Next was my favourite and my wife's favourite as well. We watched these in the semi-final and we had really high hopes for these. Australia with the band Voyager.
They were pretty good. I did like these.
So good. So I'll set the scene. There's the lead singer starts out in an 80s car, which is, I think it was like a Lotus. I think it was a Lotus Esprit or something like that. He starts chanting with the suddenly heavy guitar comes in kind of thing and everyone's headbanging, and then suddenly there's a screamo moment where he goes right, and then they carry it on, and then he breaks out an 80s guitar and he starts doing a guitar solo while the girl next to him is doing like a shredding on the guitar. Oh man, the song was so good, it got me pumped up. I was really hoping that the live performance would make it put it well over the top of everything else, like other rock bands have done in the past. But it turned out they didn't do too great. I guess I think there's a bias against Australia in Eurovision.
Because they're not classed as Europe.
Oh no! I mean, I understand. Many people ask me the question in Eurovision: how comes Australia are competing in Eurovision?
I was just about to ask you that question. As someone that knows nothing, why are they in it?
And the simple answer to that question is because Australia love Eurovision. They watch Eurovision every year because I believe that it was like it coincided, in the morning time for a lot of people. There's a lot of expats that go over to Australia from Europe. And yeah, Australia loves Eurovision. And for the 60th anniversary, they asked, can we be a part of Eurovision? And the Eurovision people were like, hell yeah. And since then, Australia have always had to qualify in the semi-finals, but they've always been allowed to compete. And I feel like more countries will be allowed to compete in the future as well. And I feel like there's a bias against them. A, because they are not a European country, obviously, and B, because if they were to win, they then have to host. And if they hosted, like, that would just be chaos because everyone's got to go over to Australia. The time difference is going to be different. So are they going to do it by the Australian? Are they going to perform early in the morning so that everyone in Europe can watch it? Probably they'd have to, but it's just going to be a massive ball ache if it happens.
Put it this way, they had 181,000 viewers. And then by 5 a.m., they had 202,000 viewers. And by the time Sweden were crowned victory, 299,000 viewers. So that was fucking four. I'm guessing it would have started at least like 3-4 o'clock in the morning for them.
Exactly. But
so if you win it, you host it.
Yeah.
But didn't we host it last year?
No. Italy hosted it last year.
Did we host it this year?
We hosted it this year because we come second. They couldn't host it in Ukraine.
They can't host it in Ukraine.
Okay. I was going to say, I don't know, we didn't win it because we're shit.
Well, no, Sam Ryder.
Sam Ryder comes second.
Yeah. It's a good song.
I hate that guy so much. He's so annoying.
Anyway.
Hippie. He's a damn haircut.
Someone, hey. I don't like hippies. I don't like hippies, but I like long hair.
He's a hippie.
You haven't got to be long. You haven't got to be a hippie to have long hair.
No, but he looks like a hippie. Continue.
So next, another great song, Belgium, with Gustav. We came out with his hat. He came out looking like Boy George, and they sung a fantastic little ditty with the backing singers and that. And then it's a nice little funky dance groove. And then Pussy came out.
I did notice when you said, it looks like a female, and then wait, bald head. Yeah. Wait, it's a bloke.
He's a guy, exactly. And my God, he could dance. He was really flexible and he was really good. So yeah.
My knees would have gone by what the stuff he was doing.
100%. So yeah, Belgium are great. That's one of my favourite. I'm kicking around the idea of putting it on my Apple Music. We'll see. Malt was already on there. Next was Armenia with the female singer Brunette. She was really good. She was the one on the platform that was diagonal.
Yeah.
Again, it was kind of another batter kind of thing, but it was, she was a weapon, so it was good.
This was mainly a year for songs for love, wasn't it? Bringing people together.
I feel there was a lot of that. There was also a lot of funky beats that were going on, though. They definitely had a lot more bops.
Yeah.
Better than last year. I'll say this. All the songs this year were better than last year's songs.
Except for R1.
Apart from R1, yes. Moldova were next. That was the cult Jesus-y looking guy and the little person that had the little flute thing.
Oh, yes.
That happened.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a nice little bop as well. That was pretty good. I thought that might do well. When did they come in the end, Moldova? Moldova
come 18th.
Yeah, again, they're not always the good songs do too well. Ukraine were next. Their performance was really good. I can't remember much about their song, but I remember that was the one with the video screens and the effects and stuff that he was performing around.
Yeah.
That was all pretty cool. But yeah, Ukraine did not get the sympathy vote this year.
I was going to say, did they get the sympathy vote?
No, I think people have now got over it now.
Okay. I wouldn't say they got over it. I wouldn't say get over it. But they did put out a strong song this year, so
yeah, it wasn't a great song.
So there's only so much. There's only so much goodwill, is what you're saying.
Vorki, is it Vorchi?
Yes, Vorchi. Next was Norway with Alessandra, Queen of the Kings. This was a fucking banger. That was the one with the sea shanty one.
Yeah.
Your name is she, King of the Queens. Yeah, that one. That was good. That's probably going to go blow up on TikTok and other stuff in the future. I can imagine that going well for her. Next, I had Germany in my sweepstakes, and I had not seen the performance before. When I saw them, Lord of the Lost, My God.
Oh God.
My God, what a performance. There was Lycra, there was a man with his like package out there.
I thought he had a red like bodysuit on with a silver leg. It wasn't, it was his actual leg.
It was his actual leg, drawing more attention to his bulging package that was there.
I was like, at least use a cup.
Yeah, they're all there in S&M gear and fucking headbang along doing their massive hit, Blood and Glitter.
It was basically a screamer.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it might do. I was hopeful. I was hopeful it would do well. It did not. They came last.
It come dead last.
Yeah, it's the second year in a row Germany have come last. The year before they done this version, they did the complete opposite with a guy jumping around with on a Georgie turn about how he don't feel hate. And got 0.
Yes.
So that got 0. This now got 0 on the other end of the spectrum. So yeah, Germany just need to find somewhere between that musically, and then maybe they'll get maybe they'll do better. Actually, no, Germany.
Don't they just normally do like thrash? Don't they just normally just do like thrash metal and shit?
No, that's Iceland or Finland.
I do feel that every nation that goes into Eurovision, whether they donate as much as the rest of them or more, they should all have to qualify for the finals. Because having them give me into the final,
you have to donate.
Yeah. No, there's five countries that contribute money, so they haven't got to qualify, which is the UK, France, Italy, Germany, and Spain. Yeah. And then if one of the countries that won last year isn't part of those 5, then they also automatically qualify. Everyone else has to qualify. Because there's loads of countries in Europe.
That's Australia.
Yeah. Plus Australia. So Germany didn't get no points. They did get some points. No one got no points this year. There was
no one got no points. Even in the viewer votes, no one got no points.
Yeah. Next was Lithuania. Trudeau, which is it's been in my head ever since that's gone. I keep thinking about Canadian President Trudeau because he's just going Trudeau. I just do that all the time now.
And one of our guests.
Oh yeah, Trudeau. Yeah. Next, Absolute Weaponry, Israel, with Noah Kirel, Unicorn. Do you want to see a dance? Yes, we saw a dance. Yes, she took off her clothes. And she took off her clothes in that one as well, Mitch. I'm sure you noticed.
I did.
Yeah.
Unicorn.
Yes, she did well. She came 3rd, I believe.
Yes, she came 3rd.
Yeah, I think she's got a promising career ahead of her. She'll probably be on Eurovision again, I can imagine. Next was I fucking hated this song. Slovenia, Joker Out, Carpe Diem. They reminded me of Scouting for Girls. So it was like Slovenian Scouting for Girls, and they had really dumb choreography that they were doing along with the cameras and stuff while not playing their instruments, which really annoys me. That was I know people like that kind of music. They didn't do well, thankfully. I don't like Scouting for Girls or Jonas Brothers, apart from one song.
Really? I like Scouting for Girls. No. Jonas Brothers, I can understand.
Only Human's a good song by Jonas Brothers, but that's when they're older.
I don't even know what that song is.
There's dance in the living room, sway to the way. You should just do it.
That's the Jonas Brothers?
Yeah, dance in the living room, sway to the way you move, hurts when I'm leaving you. That one. That's Only Human by Jonas Brothers.
I did not know that.
You learned something. See, you learned something in the Eurovision. In the Eurovision episodes.
No, I learned something about the Jonas Brothers.
This is why you should watch music stuff with me, though. Because I teach you stuff. I'm just a fountain of knowledge. That's why I don't revise.
No, fuck off.
Next, the second from last was Croatia.
No, Croatia wasn't set. They promised if they won, they'd perform completely naked.
Yeah, they did. They are a Croatian. The way that the commentators explained it is a Croatian comedy parody group, a la Monty Python. So they're basically Croatian Monty Python performing this song. Unfortunately, it was all in Croatian, so I didn't really understand it, obviously, along with everyone else. They looked like they were having fun. They came out with on like in military gear, and then got into the stage, and then a guy came out with 2 massive rockets, actual rockets, with fireworks blazing out of them at the end. So
And
they
one
went
was
all out
wearing a
on the
nappy.
performance. One was wearing they were all in Y fronts and wearing like vests and stuff like that. So yeah, that was weird and crazy. And then following that, how can you follow that? You follow that with the UK. Who were the last performance? May Muller with I Wrote a Song. She writes the songs to make the whole world sing. She writes the songs. She writes the songs.
And she shouldn't have wrote that song.
Doesn't sound very creative.
I mean, I thought she performed well. The crowd fucking loved it because they were bare loud by the end of it.
That's because it was UK and it was in the.
Of course, it was in the UK, but by osmosis, we show how much we love it. Therefore, everyone else will love it, and no, that didn't work.
No.
But yeah, so yeah, that was all 26 countries. That was just a quick thoughts about what I thought of all of them. In the voting time, Sam Ryder performed his new song. That was okay. I would have liked to if he performed Spaceman again, though. I'm not gonna lie. Then
they also had previous acts.
They had previous Eurovision acts come out and sing UK song. Well, I think they were saying Liverpool songs. So I didn't realise Atomic Kitten are from Liverpool because Daddy Freya came out and sang "Hold Again."
Yeah. I was like, because I fast forward all the talking bit, and then I got to that bit. I was like, wait, Iceland are there?
Yeah, Daddy Freya. I love that guy. He started singing "Whole Again," and what I liked about it is that, like, in my room, obviously we were singing "Southgate, you're the one."
I was singing that as well.
Turn me on. Football's coming on again.
I was singing that too. Don't you worry, Dave.
But by the end, the Daddy Freya was doing "Be you're the one. You still turn me on." Like that, and that fooled the crowd. The crowd was going on. So that was good. And
they all come out at the end of that bit singing "You'll Never Walk Alone."
Never Walk Alone. Duncan Lawrence was there previously.
Of course they were. It's in Liverpool. It was always getting sung. Always getting sung.
Again,
not gonna lie, it was the worst rendition I heard of it.
Oh wow!
I'm not a fan of Duncan Lawrence, but everyone literally, like Graham Norton, I did mention the presenters. Alicia Dixon was one of the presenters. She looked great and did a good job. There was a Ukrainian presenter on there that did a fine job as well. And then there was what's her name? Hannah Waddingham. She's the actress who was in Game of Thrones who played Septunella. The woman that goes, shame, shame, shame. That woman.
Was she blonde?
Yes.
Is she the one that she had fucking traps for days? Was that her?
Yes.
Bro, I saw that bit and I saw that woman and I was like, that woman looks fucking strong. Look at the traps on her fucking neck and her fucking Jesus Christ.
Have you seen Sex Education on Netflix?
I've seen it in passing. I haven't watched it.
She's also in that as well as the same-sex mother of one of the boys in that show as well.
The main character, the white guy.
No. There's the main character and Eric, and then there's another black character that isn't gay, and he has got lesbian mums as parents.
Oh,
and she's one of the.
That's her. She's one of the mums.
She's one of the mums in that. And she's great. She was great as well all night, and also Graham Norton was great. Mel Gedroych took over on the commentary as well. She was okay. I mean, there
was a random part where she was churning butter.
Yes, I was going to mention that. There was a random part where she was churning butter and making very suggestive eye contact with the camera. Very weird. Very weird. But I guess Eurovision. I'd have preferred if Ryland Clark came back. Ryland Clark was so good on the semi-finals. I think they should have been allowed to commentate on the parts that Graham Norton wasn't commentating on in the final. That would have been great.
Would have been funnier if he was the one churning butter.
Oh yeah, and that as well.
What about the comment Graham Norton said about getting? It's like riding a bike. To the previous winner of the UK winner.
All right,
ages ago. He mentioned something about it's like riding a bike, and she took it the completely wrong way. It's like calling him a naughty boy.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
yeah, but I say all the presenters did a good job, and they came out and sang "You'll Never Walk Alone" with Duncan Lawrence, and everyone was on the stage, and that was a nice little moment. But again, in my room, we were singing, "And you'll never get a job. You'll never get a job." Yeah.
Did you do this? Sign on with a pen in your hand. Yeah.
Yes.
I can get behind that one. I'm going to start singing that. I'll get behind that all day.
And then the voting happens. The jury votes were all for Sweden. Like a lot of countries gave full points to Sweden. Finland were kind of up there as well, and Israel, Italy were up there. And then there's like Belgium and Australia that were a little bit further down. By the time the audience votes came in, the only time that Sweden got overtaken was by the time Finland came along. Norway got a load of audience points that took it from like 50 something that took it all the way up to like 260, but it wasn't enough to overtake Sweden at the time. But yeah, Finland were the one country that overtook Sweden. Sometimes, like during these voting processes, like there could be a change of leaders a few times. No, this year it was Sweden, Finland, and then by the time Sweden's audience votes came back, Sweden. So that was the way that the voting happened this year. There was, little controversy apart from the crowd heavily wanting Finland to win, but then they didn't. So everyone accepted that Sweden had won. She was great, and that was the end of the Eurovision Song Contest this year.
But now there's a major conspiracy saying that they wanted Sweden to win because next year is ABBA's 50th year anniversary, isn't it? And it'd be fitting for ABBA to perform in their home country.
I would argue that's not a conspiracy. I would argue that Sweden knew that and therefore put in a strong candidate this year in a former winner in order to win it, so that it would be in Sweden for the anniversary.
Did ABBA perform for Sweden when they won it, or for England?
Yes,
England.
No, for Sweden. They're Swedish, so they perform for Sweden.
Yeah, I know, but
Joe Ryder's American, and he was in for San Marino.
I have no idea. This is a genuine question. I have no idea. I fucking love ABBA. I have no idea.
In 1974, ABBA represented Sweden and sung Waterloo and won. And then went on to have a successful career.
And then we took them over as our own.
Did we?
Pretty much.
Now they're ours.
Yeah. They're ours now.
And then now we're giving them back.
Typical British going to another country, taking something and saying, "We're taking this. This is ours now." Put it in a museum. I don't know. I reckon if you did,
they've got their own museum in Sweden for ABBA.
Have they?
That's Stockholm. Yeah, Stockholm. Stockholm's got an ABBA museum.
Do they have a museum for Zlatan?
No.
Zlatan has a museum for Zlatan.
Zlatan should just turn up at Eurovision. Just stand there. Just stand there for a couple of minutes. Just standing. I'd watch that. I'd watch that.
Well, you should watch it next. You should watch it next year with us. There'll be good content.
I'll do you a deal. We can watch it, but we have to be in the same place and we'll live stream it.
Ooh.
I know that's not going to happen. I know that's not going to happen. I'm not stupid.
That would mean that I don't have friends anymore.
Tough. No, all right, fine. We don't have to be in the same place, but we can watch it.
I don't want to watch it while on a screen, kind of thing. If you know what I mean.
That's my only compromise. Yeah. I ain't fucking watching it. I ain't watching it on my own. No chance.
Just come over and watch it with me then.
How the hell am I going to get to yours?
We'll figure it out. You'll be driving by then. Anyway, Bishop. End the episode, man.
Thank you for listening, guys.
And my suffering.
You can find all previous Idle Chats on all podcasting platforms. You can also find all the main episodes on all podcasting platforms. And you can also find them on the whatever they are below. Thank you and peace.
And congratulations or commiserations to West Ham because we don't know the results yet.